Hello. Getting on with a bit of Dragon Age 2. I'm just wanting to see whether the recording software is the problem that keeps causing I think it's my CPU to crash my chip. I changed one setting in OBS and it sort of made things a lot more laggy. And even though I changed it back, it remained laggy. So I'm thinking hopefully that's an OBS issue. So losing XSplit should fix that issue. So, making sure everything's still looking good. Good. Let's level some people up, shall we? I'm currently playing through Dragon Age Origins, so the differences between the games is really pronounced to me at the moment. Like, I'm like, oh god. Like, I enjoy 2, but it is a really marked downgrade from 1. I'm very forgiving of 2, to be honest with you, like I always have. I just don't, you know. Okay, what do we need to do? Okay. Turn to the keep. Oh, we've got lots of stuff to hand in as well, haven't we? Just remembered. Yeah, because the game was being recorded without issue until I changed that setting, so I'm guessing the setting's still there somehow. I was recording in 4K instead, which my PC's capable of doing, but I just mustn't have liked. It just mustn't have liked it. I don't know why.
Lieutenant Harley said I should see you about a reward.
That's it. Not even going to mention your scuffle with Evit's marauders. Killing the whole lot of them.
That does ring a bell. Hard to remember. I've killed so many things.
I believe that. I do. There's one small rub, though. Their leader, Evitz, wasn't there, was he?
I don't think so. They weren't wearing name tags.
Evitz is the worst of the lot. He may try to get revenge one day.
He can wait his turn. I won't lose any sleep over it.
Maybe nothing will come of it. Thanks again for your help.
Well, you're welcome.
Years of nice, quiet anxiety. Gone. Along with a whole street.
An accident on purpose, more or less.
Right. A mad elf pushed by zealots, likely hidden in the very groups I have to appease. The Maker has a grand sense of humor. And the Arishok. I suspected he had no plans to leave. I didn't know it was just as annoying for him.
Keep the worst of them off his back, and it'll be all right.
But that is the problem. It has already escalated, despite your efforts. A shame.
Do I want to hear what happened?
A Qunari delegate and entourage paid me a visit. It was civil, tentative, hopeful. They left my chambers with precision, but were not reported by the outer guard. They are missing, almost literally, from my doorstep. What do you imagine will be the Arishok's reaction?
Do the Qunari generally keep you updated?
Qunari do not disappear. They know we watch, and they are not shy about their movement. Speak to Seneschal Brown. He has details that show how damning this is. I don't know who would benefit from fighting the Qunari, but it will cost all of us.
Okay.
You have information about the missing Qunari?
I am to help you, yes. Viscount Dumas would appreciate discretion in this matter. I would prefer that you were not involved at all. But that is neither here nor there.
Has anyone reported this to the Qunari?
Maker, no. I'd be signing the messenger's death warrant. He'll find out soon enough, of course. And when he does, the Viscount is rightly concerned that the illusion of peace will dissolve.
The Arishok is growing violent. He might want an excuse to end this peace.
I suspect that if the Arishok wanted to take over, he simply would. For all we fear that heretical Qun of his, its demands have done more to keep him in check than any of our efforts. Besides, would Qunari stoop to trickery? There is no precedent, but there is unfortunate evidence of influence on our side.
It sounds like you don't want them found.
I must think of what is best for the Viscount's office. Bringing attention to such an incident benefits no one.
You would do nothing.
The Qunari are neutral hostiles at best. There is no relationship to salvage by overextending ourselves on their behalf.
I'm having a hard time picturing the abduction of a Qunari entourage.
Unfortunately, they were not at their best. Their swords were tied into their sheaths, as I advised. It seemed a respectful compromise. Even I know you cannot separate a Qunari from his weapon.
So where would you start? If you were the starting type?
I would begin with the most obvious failure. It's clear the city guard has no excuse for allowing this, unless they were involved.
Have any failed to report?
Several. You should start with one of them. Although where you find a swordsman so eager to sell his honor and duty, I'm sure I don't know.
The Hanged Man.
Hanged Man.
Got to be.
Right. Then you know what to look for. I can't imagine this has occurred without notice. There is always a weak link. Please keep this quiet. The Viscount...
I really am seeing why people were so against this game as a whole. Considering how epic and how fantasy Origins is, this is very metropolitan. You know, it's very pedestrian. I think that's why people like things like Mark of the Assassin so much, because it was fantasy. Just changing this person out because I want to Isabella for a little bit. I thought we were going...
So, I noticed some notes on the table the other day. Interesting work you got there.
Doing a little writing. The others took them down easy.
Griffin. Do they zip around Phaedus, terrorizing Darkspawn with their lightning reflexes? Speed, Griffin.
Well, you're throwing coins around like there's no tomorrow.
That's right, woman. Tonight I'm paid and blessed, and all I had to do was turn my head. To all my friends. Hey, step back. I know important people. We're gonna show this city what to do with heathen Oxman.
Guard Captain, would you like to have a word with your man?
Guard Captain?
Who?
What?
Who?
Who what? I don't...
Who bought you? Who bought the honor of a proud guard of Kirkwall and made him a drunken Mabari bitch?
I don't know. He was a Templar, I swear. He had the seal of the Grand Cleric and everything. It's true.
The penalty for abandoning your post is 10 days on the wall. I expect you to report in the morning. There's your answer. A Templar.
With the Grand Cleric's seal, no less. Well done.
Cool. glad it worked out that way. That was pretty cool. With the Grand Cleric seal. I'm being honest, if I wasn't playing this for YouTube, I probably wouldn't do it at all.
So you're taking the Captain of the Guard to accuse the Grand Cleric of funding zealots?
Yeah.
Don't forget the kidnapped Qunari. That too.
Some days, Hawke.
The Grand Cleric, please. Tell her 3 Qunari leave an estate. And let her finish.
Serah Hawke.
Sister Patrice.
Mother Patrice. Time has changed us both. Grand Cleric Elfina cannot grant an audience to just anyone. What do you want?
Funny how you and issues with the Qunari seem to go together.
And you always assume their side. I was naive when last we met. I did not want you dead, but I felt a death was necessary. That may be too fine a point for you to understand. But you must admit, you came out the better for it.
A Templar may have misjudged an order, and abused the Grand Cleric's authority.
I assure you, the Templars would never embarrass the Chantry, at risk of the Knight Commander's wrath.
Men were hired for the righteous task of kidnapping a Qunari delegate. A pause that says you knew. But does her grace?
The Grand Cleric trusts her stewards to enact the wishes of the Maker.
It sounds like you've been bad. This will shock her grace, no doubt.
Stubborn. All right, Serah Hawke. If you won't abandon this, let me offer you something. The Templar you seek is a radical who has grown unreliable. Confronting him may do us all a favor.
And his relation to you is?
He is my former bodyguard, Ser Vonel. Assume what you wish, but I offer him to you as reconciliation. Meet me at this location. I invite you, Serah Hawke. Come see the unrest these Qunari have inspired.
Need I say I'm skeptical?
It's her game for the moment.
Forgive me, Grace.
I prefer what
Were you listening to
Varric
that
says.
guy in the hangman last night?
Your eyes are like bumblebees flying into the window of my soul.
My favorite was, your lips are like the wings of sparrows. Red ones, with no feathers.
Oh, speak, and send the plucked wings of your lips soaring.
I'd buy the guy a drink, but I don't think he needs one.
So, looking for a room full of armed zealots?
Patrice is here somewhere.
Looking forward to it.
I prefer what Varric says there before he goes, that right there, that's a trap.
They die, I get you. Do not fear, they die, I get you.
Like any beast, remove the fangs and it is lost. They are weak before the faithful of the Maker. The only certainty in their precious Qun is death before the righteous.
Ser Vonel!
Take a knee, faithful. The Chantry blesses us.
You claim a blessing when you have used the authority of the Grand Cleric so openly? You have brought wrath down upon you. You remember, Serah Hawke? The Qunari have friends, Templar. How will you answer their allegations?
You want a fight? Face someone whose weapons are not bound.
Righteous! Destroy them!
Okay.
All right. Time to bring this mess to the Viscount's attention.
Mage is overpowered. Said it before and I'll say it again.
Madness! Madness!
That's a word for it.
Chantry involvement. Even if they are fringe elements. Oh, it could not be worse.
Sure it could. You could suddenly realize you're completely naked or something.
You killed them? All of them?
A mother serving the Grand Cleric allowed this to happen.
Are you quite sure? She held a blade with them? Told them to fight you?
No, I cannot say that.
Of course not. Blasted mother. You have no idea the storm these allegations would cause. It would destroy what support I do have.
I have had trouble with her before. She is slippery.
I understand. I will make my inquiries. Gently. And you should be careful in your associations. For now, we have other problems. We have the delegate, but I can't return the bodies to the Qunari in this state. Serah Hawke, you know the Arishok. What should I do?
Hiding this would only make it worse.
It would, wouldn't it? I'm losing my sense of how to balance this nightmare. I appreciate your help in this matter. As bad as this is, it could have been much worse without you. Kirkwall owes you. I owe you.
Good. Always good to have a politician on the side, isn't it? Don't need any of the other stuff he's got anyway. Back to the Hanged Man.
It's like you haven't moved in 3 years.
It's easier for people to find me this way. Do you remember the relic I told you about? The one I need to find? I've been following a lead. I'm so close I can taste it.
Isn't that what you said last time?
Oh, you mean when I went digging for that stash?
Yes, that turned out to contain several badly written poems and an old boot.
It could have contained the relic. I just thought I'd let you know that I may soon be taking you up on that offer of help.
Do I get a kiss from the feisty temptress when I present her with the hard-won prize?
If you want. I'll even let you choose where I plant it.
Fair enough.
Just tell me if you hear more rumblings from the coterie about protection. Blondie's got enough trouble. Let me ask you something, Hawke. You made it into Hightown. I'd expect anyone else to get complacent, but you must have plans.
No plans yet. I'm simply trying to look out for my mother.
I suppose after the whole business with Carver, it's a good idea to hang on to what you've got. To be honest, I thought there might be a chance you'd want to go back to Ferelden now that things have calmed down. It's good to hear you're sticking around.
What would I do without my trusty dwarf? I'd cry myself to sleep without you.
Oh, don't get all teary-eyed on me, Hawke. You know I can't stand to see a human cry. So, we've got a whole city-state full of trouble to get into. Shall we get started?
Actually not that bothered about doing companion quests right now, so I'm going to leave them to it for a little bit.
No.
Oh god, we've got to... There's a lot to do.
With the last man.
Go visit Merrill, shall we?
Have you heard from your brother? Is he happy? With the Templars, I mean.
Why trouble yourself over him?
I know how hard it is to give up everything and live among strangers. I worry about him. And not just for his sake.
He won't talk to me.
He still resents you then? I know he was angry when he left, but this wasn't your fault. One day he'll understand you were trying to protect him.
He'll die of old age before he admits I did anything right.
No one can stay angry forever. Not even Carver. You'll see. Things will be all right. Somehow. I've got something to show you. Come and see. It's beautiful, isn't it?
You're much prettier.
Oh, you're too kind. Is it warm in here? Stop bubbling, Merrick. I've spent the last few years restoring this. One of my clan found it in the Brazilian forest, we think. Poor Tamlin. We never found him. Just the shattered pieces of the Alluvion.
What's an Alluvion?
Long ago, the elves had a kingdom. An empire that covered Thedas. And every city had an Alluvion. The mirrors let them communicate across their empire. But I don't know how exactly. My people have lost so much. We know almost nothing of the days before Arlathan. This is a piece of our history.
What are you trying to do with this mirror?
At first, I just wanted to find Tamlin. But it's been too long. Tamlin is probably dead by now, if he wasn't already. But still, I know it can help my people. I can at least recover this one small part of our heritage.
Do you think the mirror had something to do with Tamlin's disappearance?
The ruin we tracked Tamlin to was full of traps and monstrous things, but we found no body. His trail ended at the broken pieces of Illuvian.
So, the Illuvians are pretty much things that are used in this setting. It's what BioWare chose to do for the rest of this series, pretty much, is just focus on these Illuvians, which is... you know, it's a MacGuffin, isn't it? They're basically, you know, they're very powerful things, but they're still a MacGuffin. And whilst I get why they're important, I don't get why they need to be explored so in depth in every single game that we do. In 1, they became really important. You know, there's one in the Origin, and there's one in the at the end of the game as well, with the Witch Hunt, and then this one. You know, there's one in it, and then there's that's very important, and in Inquisition, it's chock full of Illuvians at some point. At one point, at multiple points actually. So. Yeah, I'm sort of seeing how they link in the tapestry of the actual story and where Dragon Age is going, because Dragon Age 4 is obviously going to be about Solas and the elves and, you know, all being against each other, and, you know, him trying to bring down the Veil and kill everyone. And he's doing that, he's travelling by the Illuvians, which is, you know, it links into the first game, and it's a link that goes throughout the games. Another bit of, you know, very interesting trivia is that what she's referring to here is the origin story for the Dalish Elf Warden in Dragon Age Origins. And if you don't choose to play as the Dalish Warden, they die. Because obviously, as I said before, in Dragon Age Origins, you're essentially not choosing who you are. You're just choosing where Duncan shows up to induct the person into the Grey Wardens. So obviously you have 2 dwarves, you have 2 humans, one of them is a mage, you have 2 elves, you know, and whoever you don't choose dies.
Tell me you didn't bring the killer mirror to Kirkwall just because it's pretty.
It's not dangerous, I promise. I fixed it, or tried to, with blood magic. The mirror won't hurt anyone. But it doesn't work. I've tried everything, and I think it's because it needs to be finished with a special tool. An Arulin home, and my clan has one. It's been in their hands for generations.
I hear a butt coming.
I can't go back there alone. You have no idea, the Keeper. I can't talk to her. We fight or talk circles around each other. She has a disappointed frown that turns your bones to jelly. Please, help me. You will, won't you?
I'll go with you.
Master Arnus, I'll find some way to repay you, I promise.
Okay. So we'll meet at the Hangman, shall we? What do I want to do first? We'll do Varric first.
Hawke, I've got some news. You might not want to be near anything breakable when I tell you, though.
Why don't I buy you a pint and we'll talk?
You just keep making this harder. Although I won't say no to a pint, if you're buying. I've had an ear out for Bartrand. After the Deep Roads, he ran to Rivain, probably because he knew I couldn't track him. But I hear he might be back in Kirkwall. He called in loans from a few of his contacts in Hightown.
Was he staying in Hightown, or just passing through?
If my information is good, and it's always good, he has a house there. Which gives us a good shot at having a word with my dear sweet brother.
How are you holding up, Varric?
Me? My no-account backstabbing brother is practically in arm's reach. I couldn't be better.
Would Bartrand really risk coming back here?
I think we both know by now that Bartrand would risk anything for money. There's a much better market here for that trinket he stole. And all his contacts are in Kirkwall.
I've really missed Bartrand. We've got a lot of catching up to do.
I agree. Bianca's been missing him something awful. Let's stop by his new house. Welcome him back to the neighborhood and all that.
I say we do that right now.
These streets should be safe at night. Care to help out with that?
Love Aveline says stuff like that. She's the guard captain. You know what I mean? You do it. It's kind of your job, you know? These are really annoying.
So, we won on our bad side. Seems to be unhealthy.
She just appeared. That's so lazy. She just appeared there. Didn't climb over. Just loaded in.
Stay down!
Good lord. Down here, apparently. Oh, no, there's not. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, there is.
That was beautiful.
I've probably big magic dashes to fix. Right, this next bit's quite funny because it's actually told from Varric's point of view, which I love. So obviously he's telling the story. So.
Bartrand really hasn't done much with this place, has he?
I don't get it. My sources saw people making deliveries here just a week ago. This looks like it's been empty for months.
You think he put the cobwebs up to discourage tax collectors?
Well, you're thinking it's a trap. Great. It's been ages since my brother tried to kill me. So that's how you greet your brother, is it, Bartrand? Fine. Say hello, Bianca.
Bartrand! I'm coming! For you dog-humping bastard!
Can't be it. That's the sound.
You want a piece of me? Bartrand!
He's not going to lose in his own daydream, is he? He's not going to be embarrassed in his own daydream. It's not me.
You want a piece of me? Thanks for the trust! Hey, you a punk! You're gonna regret me! I'll take you all! You want a piece of me?
All the arrows in him. I was gonna let them shoot him. It's great.
Bartrand! I'm coming for you, you nut-humping bastard!
Oh, Varric, please forgive me, my brother. I was just jealous of you. How could I ever compete with you for Mother's love?
You're strong and handsome, and so very smart. What?
Why lie now about this? What have you to gain?
What do you want from me? I broke in, I found my brother, and it was awkward. Family business.
No. I think there's more to it.
Fine. You want the gory details? I'll give you the gory details.
Gory details are actually quite important in this one. I'm gonna let Varric actually have the lead. It's his brother. So.
These corpses aren't even stiff yet, Hawk. Somebody's been in here today.
You love how it's kind of like.
What did my brother do to these men? They were completely out of their heads. love doing that.
Whoa. Does he? Alright, there's one more here.
I'll make this quick!
Like he kind of bugs out when he's pulling his crossbow away. Nice.
Bartrand, what have you done? You want me to do what? I don't think so.
Okay. When dwarves are running around, they've got like... He's got to run so quickly to keep up. Human pace. I want to do it up there. I'm actually going to turn this down a little bit. I'm actually... It's so loud for me, so God knows what it's like for you. There we go. Yeah, this is like half sound. So God knows what this will sound like before. I don't really apologize. Good lord.
Varric? Is that you? Praise the ancestors. Hold up. I know this man. He's Bartrand Stewart. Hugin, what happened here?
Varric, your brother. That statue he brought out of the deep roads. Bartrand said it sang to him, even after he sold it. I've been hiding in here, but the guards, they're like crazed animals. I didn't dare go past them. Everyone in this house has gone mad.
What did he do to the guard to turn them to this?
He's been forcing them to eat lyrium. Some of the servants, he cut pieces off them while they were still alive. He says he's trying to help them hear the song. Please stop him.
Bartrand's not exactly a nice guy, but this doesn't sound like my brother.
No.
You said he sold the statue. To who?
I don't know. It's why we came back to Kirkwall. He was already starting to rant about the sodding idol and his singing. On his better days, he hated the thing. Wanted to get rid of it. But the minute it was gone, he got worse.
I haven't seen anyone alive in here except for guards. What happened to the rest of the staff?
I don't know what Bartrand did to them. By the ancestors, the sounds coming from his study. They're dead by now. I hope.
What do you mean you hope they're dead?
Just whatever you find in that room. Varric, give them a merciful death.
I assume you mean he's crazy, not just very upset.
He's hearing things, seeing things, talking to someone who's not there. That's when he's feeling good. Bartrand took the servants and locked himself inside the study. No one's come out for days. And those sodding lunatics just keep prowling the halls.
Then we go in after him. Come on, Hawke. Let's finish this.
Don't need that either. The hell? Oh, he's down there. Or is he?
Go for the face!
You'll have to be faster than that.
There he is.
I can't hear it anymore. I just need to hear the song again. Just for a minute. Stop saying that! I know I shouldn't have sold the idol to that woman. It was a mistake! A mistake.
Bartrand, get a hold of yourself. Do you know where you are? Do you know what you've done?
Varric, you'll help me, won't you, little brother? Help me find it again. You were always a good one.
Help you? Bartrand, you left me to die. You left all your men to die. And for what? Some trinket? Look at yourself. Look at what you've done to the men and women who served you. Where's your nobility, brother? Where's your dwarven honor?
He doesn't look so good. I'm not sure he even knows we're here.
I didn't come here just to leave without telling my brother he's a filthy nuglicker and demanding some answers. Why'd you do it, Bartrand? Were you already crazy before we even went into the Deep Roads? Or was it all the statue?
Idol, not a statue. It wants to be worshipped. It wants me. It wants me back. She stole it from me. For this.
Who did you sell the idol to, Bartrand?
She glittered like the sun, but her heart was ice. She will not feed it, not like I did.
Bartrand was a bastard when he sealed us in the Deep Roads, but he wasn't a madman.
Bloody ancestors. Why bring me this close and still nothing? For 3 years, all I've wanted is to look him in the eye and get his answers. Why he abandoned us in that Tig. What any of this was for. I guess there's nothing he could say that would make it right.
Let's finish what we came here for, Varric.
Right. Still going to feel good pulling that trigger.
Oh! Oh! Ah!
Come on. I don't want to look at this place anymore.
Boots of the Overseer. Okay. What are these like? I think we really need to go sell some stuff now. It's getting a bit ridiculous.
Something on your mind, Varric?
I should thank you for your help with my brother. He was a jackass, and he tried to kill us, but that was still the hardest thing I've ever done. He was never what you'd call nice, or pleasant, or hygienic, but he was my only brother.
He was obviously suffering. You spared him a lot of misery.
I hope you're right. I don't know if surface dwarves go back to the stone, or hang around singing hymns with Andraste, or what. I just hope wherever he is now, Bartrand stays out of trouble.
Any idea what really went on with him and that statue?
Well, the thing must be cursed. I don't know if it's magic, or demons, or the bile of the ancestors, but I think curse about covers it. If we're lucky, whoever he sold it to had the damn thing melted down for scrap.
If you're worried about it, we could ask one of the priests to pray for him.
I'm pretty sure any decent priest who prays for Bartrand would burst into flames. Anyway, thank you. I'll keep looking into who bought that blighted statue. At the very least, they need to be warned about what happened.
So it's very interesting because the statue is, if you've seen the trailer for Dragon Age 4, the statue plays a very prominent role in that trailer. It also plays a very prominent role in this game. It's made of red lyrium, and red lyrium's in the third game. It's a very huge thing in the third game. But by the end of the third game, it's pretty much gone, the red lyrium. It's pretty much finished. So, the fact that they're bringing back the idol, because the idol is not in the second game, the third game, sorry. The fact that they're bringing back the idol probably shows you where they're going to go.
You, Varric, have a very large mouth.
And here I've always looked up to you. What is it now?
There were fistfights in the barracks over who was the model for your guard cereal.
Hard in Hightown. Riveting stuff. Everyone loves a dirty guard on the edge.
Varric.
Fine, I'll start his big finish. 3 chapters until Donan Brennakovic retires and opens a tavern on the coast. I sure hope he makes it. He's getting too old for this shit.
That's a really nice way of looking at it. I like when writers do that. I do that quite a lot. Let's see if he makes it, because you just don't know yourself. It's like, oh.
One so wealthy could use a new pair of boots.
No, you've only got staffs, mate. So sell all my junk to you. Sell you that. Sell you that. Sell you that. Sell all this, to be honest with you. Phew, we can pick things up again.
This is the heart of Kirkwall, if you ask me.
No one did, but okay. Okay. Gonna go see Anders for a bit, get this out the way.
Turn up your purses, Kirkwall. The leases of Javaris Tinto.
Javaris Tinto. Can probably get rid of Aveline for now as well.
Have you noticed how many Tranquil are in the gallows courtyard lately? And don't tell me I'm just sensitive to it. I've been watching, and every day there are new Tranquil, selling their bloody wares. Good mages too. People I know past their harrowing.
Are you imagining some sinister plot to turn all the mages in Kirkwall tranquil?
I'm not imagining it. The Templars are using the Rite of Tranquility to silence those who speak against them. They're working on a deliberate plan to turn every mage in Kirkwall within the next 3 years.
And here I was worried you were having delusions of persecution again.
There are groups in Kirkwall who help those fleeing the Circle. I've talked to people on the inside. The plan is the work of a Templar named Sir Ulrich. I've had a run-in with him myself. He's the one who did the ritual on Karl. Nasty piece of work. Likes to make mages beg.
What happened between you and Sir Ulrich?
I've been involved with an underground resistance. Mages living free in Kirkwall who help others escape. I can't tell you any more, for your sake and theirs. You have too much involvement with the Guard and nobility. Suffice it to say, I've been in the gallows. I've seen his work firsthand.
I love how he wants you to trust him implicitly without trusting you.
What else do you know about Sir Ulrich?
The Knight Commander is at least sincere in her convictions. However misguided, she believes she's helping people. Sir Ulrich's a sadist. Cold-blooded as a lizard. He likes to experiment on mages. Find out what it takes to push them into the arms of demons.
Don't Templars have anything better to do than come up with new ways to torment mages?
No. My friends in the Mage Underground know a way inside. A secret entrance under the walls of the gallows. Come with me tonight, please. Help me find the evidence of Sir Ulrich's tranquil solution.
What do you mean, tranquil solution?
That's what he calls it. His idea of a peaceful solution to the mage problem. To sunder the mind of every mage in the Free Marches. I'm told he's bringing his proposal to Val Royeaux, to the Divine herself. He would turn every mage in Thedas into a drooling simpleton under his command.
Okay, so one thing I really wanted to talk about was this tranquil solution thing. Not a huge fan of the way it's presented and the way it's talked about. I'm not the type of person who gets, offended by stuff or anything like that. That's generally not who I am. That's just, I'm not a shrieking violet. I don't care. I don't want politics. When I say I don't want politics and race and things in my fiction, I want it in my fiction. I just don't want to be preached to about it. If you're going to use it to actually drive the story forward and use it impartially to show both sides. Do what South Park does. When South Park used to take the piss out of something, they would take the piss out of both sides of an argument rather than just sticking on one side. I love the fact that no one's... If you did anything racial in this game, if you said anything racial at all in Dragon Age 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever, you would be lambasted, you'd be thrown into you'd probably go to prison, let's be honest with you, in this day and age. If you can get almost thrown into prison for having like a Nazi pug or something on a video, then yeah, you can definitely get into trouble using racial stuff in a story. So, obviously, my wife-to-be is Jewish. Anyone who knows me knows that. And I find the fact that they just throw around things like tranquil solution, as in, Hitler's final solution for the Jewish problem, it becomes the Templars' tranquil solution to the mage problem. And when it's put in the mouth of such a preachy, sanctimonious piece of crap like Anders, it just sounds so lazy. It's so lazy. And it just... if you're going to use real-world stuff, do it more subtly than this, There's no way they would talk about black people. There's no way they would talk about, religion. There's no way they would talk about, Islam in the same way. They just wouldn't, because they wouldn't get away with it. And the fact that they do get away with it when they talk about, things that have happened to Jews and things like that is really fucking annoying. Because it's lazy. It's lazy. And... as far as I'm concerned, like, the far left for a while now has been a very anti-Jewish far left, and BioWare over the last 8-9 years has been a very far left company. So obviously they felt that it was completely fine to put something about the Holocaust that's so lazy and off hat and slapped on into Dragon Age. I don't. I think you're a bunch of pricks, but that's just me.
I'll be there. Though this Sir Ulrich would be a fool to keep such a plan in writing.
Then let us pray he's a fool as well as a bastard. I'm ready to go when you are. Our entrance is concealed not far from here.
Now listen to all that preaching he's just done there. And he ropes you in as well to doing something very, very dangerous, because, by the way, you're a mage. So, yeah, very, very, very dangerous stuff. Now, keep an eye on what happens at the end of this quest. That one document we're going to read. Because I think it's bloody hilarious. Someone behind me.
Keep your guard up! These guys play dirty! Get back! I can do this in my sleep!
Rather be free down here, I guess.
Would you really?
This is it. This tunnel will take us into the gallows. Are you ready to help me find evidence of the tranquil solution?
Let's go.
And forgive me, you may not find it annoying, but I do. I find it quite annoying. I wouldn't mind if everyone had to put up with it, but when one sector of people has to put up with it and others don't, it annoys me. I don't like
Templars are
hypocrisy.
despicable.
And listen to him. I really hate hypocrisy. I cannot stand it. It's one of the things that I cannot stand. You know? It's okay to use one section of people in your fiction, it's not okay to use another. Okay, whatever.
They fear to fight us, so they destroy our minds instead.
It was the thing with Wolfenstein as well, like, oof, that got me hot under the collar, where it was saying, you know, the Nazis win the Second World War, and when they go into America and basically take it over, you're told very sanctimoniously that all the white people immediately join the Nazis, and you're told this by a black woman with a massive afro, who's very, very preachy and shouty and screamy. Fuck that. Fuck you. I don't think a lot of people would go along with Nazis. Get fucked. Essentially. I think people are a lot, you know, especially white people as well, are a lot nicer than a lot of people let on. You know, if you want people to join your cause and actually, you know, support you, insulting them isn't the way to go about it.
Let's make sure this don't go any further.
Sorry, rant over. There'll be no more politics in these playthroughs, hopefully. But when they do it, when BioWare does it, I'll comment. That's when I'll comment. Until then, I won't say anything.
How about you? Let's finish this! Is that all you...
It's still interesting to talk about. Hate you, Anders. Because if you saw me in a
Lyrium
way...
smugglers built these tunnels to service the Templars who crave the stuff.
Right, so what you're saying there is Templars are also victims of addiction? Forced addiction? Is that what you're saying? Hypocrite. So, yeah, I really liked Anders in the Awakening. I think that's why I'm so, like, against him now. I just hate what they've done with this character. Irritating.
We won.
through here, shall we? Sometimes it's too much. Sometimes BioWare do overdo it. They really do. Especially considering that the engine in this game just, spawns people in for no reason. It just spawns them in. I can't get out there because it's blocked off, because there's only one cave system in the entire game. I said I would stop talking about that, but I haven't. Sorry. Don't be in here, for God's sake. Just...
No, please. I haven't done anything wrong.
That's a lie. What do we do to mages who lie?
I just wanted to see my mum. No one ever told her where they were taking me.
No. No, this is their place. We cannot...
So, you admit your attempted escape? You know what happens to mage girls who don't toe the line around here, don't you?
Please, no! Don't make me tranquil. I'll do anything.
That's right. Once you're tranquil, you'll do anything I ask.
The Chantry frowns on Templars who take personal advantage of their charges.
Who's this?
It's the Divine. Come all the way from Orlais to tell you personally what a jackass you are.
You fiends will never touch a mage again.
Okay, well, I guess the fun's over. We were having fun with him, but...
There will be no mercy!
With us.
They will die! I will have every last Templar for these abuses.
The Templars are gone. You can stop glowing.
Every one of them will feel justice's burn.
Get away from me, demon!
I am no demon. Are you one of them, that you would call me such?
Anders, that girl is a mage. We rescued her from being made tranquil.
She is theirs. I can feel their hold on her.
She's the reason you're fighting, Anders. Don't turn on her now.
Please, Messer.
Baker, no. I almost... If you weren't here, I need to get out of here.
I bet he leaves us alone. Yep, one man down. If there's anything else in here, I swear to God. Now, read this. To Her Excellency, Divine Justinia, I'm well aware both you and Knight Commander Meredith have rejected my proposal, but I beg you to reconsider. The mages and the Free Marchers are past controlling. Their numbers have doubled in 3 years, and they have been found a way to plant their abominations in our ranks. They cannot be contained. The tranquil solution is our only answer. All mages at the age of majority should be made tranquil. They'll coexist peacefully, retain their usefulness, a perfect strategy. It's simply the best way to ensure the mages obey the laws of man and Maker. So, both the devil people that Anders keeps having a go at, the Divine and the Knight Commander Meredith, have rejected this guy's plan. Yeah. He was wrong. The entire time. The entire time he was wrong.
You saved my life, Maser. What was that thing?
Don't worry. It was all a trick by the Circle to scare you away from ever summoning demons.
I wouldn't. I never...
It was a joke.
Can I go home now?
Normally he wouldn't say this, but he knows Carver's there, and he knows even though he's a dick, he's not a monster.
Sir Ulrich is gone. You'll be safest in the Circle.
Without Sir Ulrich, maybe it's not so bad. Thank you again, Maser.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna have to do some shopping upstairs pretty soon.
Again, we're a man down, so we could even get attacked in Darktown. And Anders has ran back to his little hole, crying. He's not even crying because he was right. Do you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't even right. Just whinging.
Trash. Trash. Keep. Trash. Trash. Won't be needing that anymore.
This is all Sir Ulrich had. Looks like the Tranquil solution began and ended with him.
Let me see that. The Divine rejected the idea. Meredith rejected the idea. This was not what I expected. Perhaps I should try talking to the Grand Cleric. Maybe she's more reasonable than I thought. Thank you. I will think on what you've said.
Two things in that. Number one, are you as flabbergasted by his apparent, inflated self-importance there? I'll go and talk to the Pope, shall I? Maybe she'll listen. What? Dude, you're a mage in a hovel in the ground. You... Just an idiot. Numbskull.
So, this is where you live. Not bad. I preferred the old place. It had, more charm.
You're talking about the shack I shared with my mother, uncle, and brother.
I meant Lowtown. Dirty, chaotic, glorious Lowtown. The smell of tar, and the sea, and the sound of some whore plying her trade in a back alley. Oh. Don't you miss that?
You can get your thrills in Hightown if you know where to look.
Oh. And where would that be?
I can show you what I have in mind.
How Bodan was just standing there like, what?
I should go. That was an interesting diversion.
Is that all I am to you? Oh, my wounded heart.
We were using each other, sweet thing. I was curious about you, and now my curiosity is sated. Wait. You're not thinking of bringing feelings into this, are you?
What about love?
Love? We were ratting. It has nothing to do with love.
It's not always up to you. Love can be pretty persistent.
I don't care. It can go pester someone else. Did you know I was once married? When I was freed, I swore I would never marry again.
I can't imagine you married.
I was his plaything. A prized possession. He saw me with my mother at the market in Lemerin and decided he had to have me. My mother gave me away for a goat and a handful of gold coins. She didn't even haggle over the price. Bitch.
Your marriage was loveless, and you've never experienced true love.
Oh, I've been in love. I fell in love with a man not long after my husband died. He foolishly asked for my hand. I refused to be tied down again, and I fled. It broke his heart. Destroyed him.
I'm sorry it ended that way.
He was better off. I saved him a lot of trouble in the long run.
How were you freed from the marriage?
My husband took an assassin's blade to the back of the skull. And before you start jumping to conclusions, no, I didn't hire the assassin. I did thank him profusely, however. Ah, Zevran. He was an artist.
You're not afraid of being hurt. You're just afraid of hurting someone else.
No, Look, it isn't like that. It's just easier this way. Now, if you're done trying to confuse the issue, I'm going to go.
Oh, comes home after a long day adventuring, and suppose that was alright, wasn't it? Hey, thanks for watching. Speak to you next time.